and welcome to Let's Bring Them In. My name is Ben Hart. I'm an up-and-coming marketing rock star.
Hey, everybody, it's Evan Klein. I'm a former economic scholarship award winner.
And as always, this is Derek Bry, your knight of ethics.
Boy, howdy. Every time Evan leads off with such a vocal dynamic, I think about future Ben dealing with audio levels, and I'm just like, good on you, Ben. You do God's work.
Yep, that's right. Oh, man.
I love it, though.
I really love coming in hot, that's all.
It's fun.
Hey, I heard a good joke the other day. You want to hear it?
I would love to.
Not joke, but a good thing to say. You guys want to hear it?
Please.
All right, it's a thing from New Zealand. So it's from a teammate's dad. You want to hear it?
Yes.
All right. Aye, it's a good day for the race.
It's a good day for the race?
Yeah, the human race.
It's
Right? How funny is that?
I
heard that one a while ago.
pretty good. It takes you on is there like a marathon going on? That's what I first thought.
It makes you think.
Which, speaking of which, my coworker just recently ran a marathon, and they did so on I think the 2nd of February, which is just it's a difficult time to be stepping outside, much less running. I think 26 miles is a marathon. Is that right?
26.2.
26.2 miles. Yeah, he managed to get a half marathon in, 13.1 miles, and had to quit. And it sucks because in his prep, he'd managed to hit 20 miles, which to me, I was like, well, then like the extra 6.2, that's just an afterthought, right?
Right.
You would think so.
Who would have thought that running through slush and snow would make things harder?
Only a buffoon.
I was training for a marathon once.
Yeah, how'd that go?
I didn't get to run it because I had to do a show instead of run a marathon, but I got up to 18 miles when I was doing my training. It was fun as hell. I would just put on 3 podcasts and run for 3 hours, and by the time it was over, I'd be done.
You know what's wild? My coworker didn't listen to anything. It's just like their thought time. Oh. Which to me
is way scary.
He's a murderer, is what that tells me.
A lot of people say that.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie. Well, for me, the reason why I like running without anything like going on in my ears is because I get stupid dumb sweaty. Mm-hmm. So if I'm running with headphones on, especially because I got some really nice headphones. They're Bluetooth, so they don't bounce around with the cord, and they very nice. But I don't want to get the cushions all sweaty and stinky.
Right.
Because I like these headphones.
I've been told that I make noises of appreciation when I eat with headphones on, so I can't.
Oh my god.
So I will be like, yeah, that's and so I can't eat with headphones on because I can't control my own noises.
All right, listeners, feel free to rate, and subscribe to this podcast. Please tweet at us at Let's Bring Them In, telling us how dumb and weird it is that Ben makes these noises subconsciously. Unconsciously, due to some subconscious pleasure.
I thought it was out of fashion to make fun of stuff that people can't control, but I guess not.
It's kind of the best thing to make fun of. As someone who has a lot of unconscious things that he does, I would know it's great. I love when people.
Evan, I've known you my whole life. What are some of the unconscious things that you do?
Let me think.
Because that is one for me, and it's plagued me the past several years since I've been aware of it.
I don't know. I do a lot of twitching. I'll twitch my my shoulders around a lot, and my mouth.
You're fidgety, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm very fidgety.
Okay.
And if someone calls me out on it, or I make a lot of noises when people call me out on it, it's like, oh yeah, I do that. I'm sorry, haha. And they'll be like, it's really annoying. It's like, oh shit, so I'm annoying. Tough.
Derek, what about you? Do you have any little tics, little things, or are you just perfect? You have this perfect body.
I'm not that. Don't believe. Oh, you can love it, but it's not perfect. I don't know. I mean, I touch my face a lot.
Who wouldn't with a face like that?
Oh, stop.
Yeah, that's right. I wish I could touch it.
But I do that with my nose, like where I drag my finger across just to like itch it.
Well, that's just like what all characters in TV shows do to like look like they're proving a point or very intelligent. It's like wipe nose. The enemy is over there.
Where do you think I learned it from? I want to be a cool
Pushes
guy.
up glasses. Can you see my stratagem is now employed?
Oh yeah. When I wear my glasses, actually, I grab the lenses and I move them up my face when I'm like talking to somebody that I don't necessarily want to talk to, and I want to just like have something to do rather than look at them.
So
and
Derek's
I'll do it.
quirks are that he is the main character of a TV show.
Yeah, and like I do it. I do it when they're already up on my face. I just like grab them, like, oh, they're still there. Whoops.
If you were a main character, would you pick young Sheldon?
To be like my sidekick?
No, to be a main character. No, would you pick? Would I want to be young Sheldon?
Oh, you would?
Because then old Sheldon is also epic.
That's true. That
you guys
that's true.
Like Big Bang? Are you excited for the last?
I can't watch any show with a laugh track from now till the end of time.
That's the only show I can watch with a laugh track, but I don't watch it as like a serial. I just watch it when it's on in front of me. So yeah.
So my family's kind of like classic second wave responders as far as like taking in media goes. So like as soon as one of our family friends enjoys something, we try it out. And that's how we got introduced to Big Bang. And when I hurt my shoulder senior year, when I had surgery, I just had to sit on the couch for like a whole week.
Yeah.
And it was more like 5 days. Yep. So I sat on the couch not doing anything for 5 days. I watched like an entire season of Big Bang. And before it was mildly entertaining to me. But after watching like 12 episodes, I was thoroughly disgusted. And not even just with laugh track. It was just like, this is like so
What
dumb.
about it made it so abhorrent?
Just like, so normally I would say Big Bang Theory is a show that gets taken in primarily like through cable and people watching and catching up online.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a show that often gets binge watched. Usually people bounce around and have favorite episodes. You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
So to binge watch it and like watch the story progress, the story's just really not interesting. Like through one season, like it moves slowly, and like the characters have these paradigms that like shift really slowly and like not interestingly. And every single character is a scientist, and scientists aren't like interesting. And like just as many people thought fat was funny. And then nerdy was funny. They're just.
I think
just
it's it is a presentation thing though, because nerdy can be funny, geek scientist can be funny. You just have to be a good writer.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's got to be such a hard show to write for because number one, how many seasons are they in? Who knows?
That's
like
fair.
10 or
I'll
so?
bet the beginning was really funny.
I think the first season was pretty funny, but they also weren't hammering like, hey, your favorite characters here again in different situations.
Right.
Anyway, I don't want to talk about Big Bang Theory anymore.
But we'll leave it at that. Just sort of speaking about like writing and like difficulty of writing. I was talking with Derek earlier about just his ability to be an audiobook reader, and I was there too.
Yeah. I was there too.
Evan was there too. Together we were curious about the process, and I was wondering if you could help us, like, what goes into the process of being an audiobook reader, and what are some of the hidden things that the average listener doesn't know about?
Well, sure. So I guess I'll preface by saying I'm in no way like a 20-star professional winning Grammys award-winning audiobook narrator, but for me, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy getting to bring a story to life and voice all the different characters, and it's a whole lot of fun. It is kind of hard if the story is not written well, because as the narrator, you have to like preserve authorial intent and say exactly what they wrote.
Now, Derek, you have officially read for 2 audiobooks now.
2 that are published.
Which
and
one wasn't good?
the 2. So the 2 that are published are both pretty good.
Okay.
The one that is not yet published was a little bit more not as good. And it's just like, there was a new author, like first go at a book,
Sure.
make an audiobook, and so it's just like, and also, I mean, a lot of people read that book that I know, and they're like, no, I thought it was good, and I'm like, yeah, but I have to read every single word on every single page,
You can't just
and
skim.
so I notice, like, when there's the, and I notice dialogue that doesn't sound like how people talk,
Well, to
and
me,
I notice
that first thing is
when-
an editorial mistake, right? Like,
well,
that's,
it's almost all editorial.
that's
so, like-
to me is a failure of the editor.
Yeah, and so like there's double words, and then there's like words in a sentence that change tense. So like the sentence starts out past tense and then switches to present.
That's
and
a
in my
massive-
head when
that's
I'm
a
reading,
bad one.
it's like what?
That's a bad
And then
one.
yeah, and it's some of it is like colloquialisms, like we sort of talk that way sometimes, I guess, but a lot of the time it's just the editor not being aware that like this is how it should be, and then like different just sentence structure, like really long run-on sentences. You have to do that all as like a sentence, and so you have to figure out where are my breaths going to be, and then different word combinations when you're writing sound great when you're reading them in your head, but when you say them out loud, it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to say this? Because it's sound combinations that you don't normally make as a speaker.
I've been listening to an audiobook series, The Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson, and it's been fantastic. What I have noticed, though, is it's got two audiobook readers, one female for all the female voice characters, one male for all the male voice characters. And there's female characters that get voiced by the male voice characters, but they're voiced when it's by the male perspective or female perspective. And I've noticed they have differentiating pronunciations of different words.
Oh, that would drive me crazy.
Oh, no.
Occasionally. And by the second book, I think they've worked them out. But originally, in like the first book, there's one character that the male reader pronounced Sadius, and the female reader pronounced Sadius, and that bothered me.
What? So with the two that I've done that are available on Audible and iTunes and Amazon, I asked the authors for a pronunciation guide so that I know exactly how they intend for it to sound. And then I double check with them to make sure that that's exactly how they wanted it to sound. And the second book that I did, Fate of Fire, is the second book in the author's series. And she actually sent me the audio file for the first book so that I could try and match my voice to the established character voices that the previous narrator did.
That's impressive, because again, in the story that I'm reading, the same reader has changed the character voices for different characters. Which,
yeah, that's not...
I wonder if they decided, like, they got feedback from the author after the fact and said, hey, I feel like this is the accent that they should be going for.
Right.
But it's a weird vibe. I remember playing the original.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever play Dragon Age Origins?
No.
It's like a game that was very, like, stylistic, and its evil enemies ended up looking like orcs, kind of. They're called the Darkspawn. But apparently the main intent was to have them more look like Skeletor. So by the second game, they ended up looking a lot more like Skeletor than like Uruk-hai and orcs. It didn't actually feel good as a player from the original game to go from this original orc design into Skeletor design. So like, I wonder if it's like a similar vibe to have like an audiobook that goes from like one design to another design just because it's more accurate to the authorial intent.
Yeah, and like... So with like these character voices, I send in the first 15 minutes to the author, and they approve that before I do the rest of the book. So whatever characters show up during that first 15 minutes of audio, they can listen and be like, oh yeah, I think you should make him sound a little deeper, or he's a little bit too serious, make him a little bit more happy-go-lucky, or something like that. Just like little director notes. But because I wanted to make sure like I got the author's like intent the whole time, and I was making a product that she would be proud of as well as what I would be proud of, I made sure that she listened to a little bit of every chapter when a new character would come in, and make sure like, hey, does this character sound right, or did you want me to change it at all, before I lock that in my brain, so that for the rest of this book and maybe future books, you're always going to be like, yeah, that character just never really sounded right.
Smart.
Yeah.
So Derek, earlier you mentioned the one book that was as, and I quote, not as good as others.
Yes.
So how often does a book just, instead of getting pushed for publication, kind of get, like, mainlined towards being an audiobook?
That I guess I can't really say. The books that I've done, I've used this website called Audiobook Creation Exchange to find the jobs. And so for the most part, these are books that are less on the radar than the majority of books that like you would see. Like I've never seen these authors published in like a Barnes and Noble or anything, because I like looked to be like, oh, maybe I can buy like a print copy and support them, but I've never seen one. So it's mostly done with Amazon sales, I think, and like other third parties. And so that being said, it's also essentially like self-published for the audiobooks, and so they are self-produced rather. So the author is like, yeah, I wrote this book or this book series and I really enjoyed writing it, and people that have read it really like it and they're waiting for an audiobook, and I'd kind of like to hear it as an audiobook, so I'll find a narrator and we'll produce it together, and it basically comes out of their pocket, or like the author and the narrator split royalties, stuff like that. So I guess it's more popularity of the story, or how well recognized the author is and how established they are. I don't know.
Yeah,
And
it kind of seems...
No, I just want to say, like, I know this isn't our typical content, but, like, this is something that I've always been curious about, of, like, the entry-level audiobook reader kind of thing, and I just thought it was a super interesting thing to talk about at the beginning.
Yeah. It was a huge learning curve, too. Oh, my gosh.
What were you about to say, though, Evan? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It was a little quip. It seems like it'd be like a similar insult to you have a face for radio, like you have a writing style for audiobooks.
Oh, right.
Right?
Absolutely.
Kind of funny.
It's actually really good.
Yeah, I like that.
You know, I've been told I've got a face for audiobooks, so I guess it works that I'm on a podcast now.
Well, that just means that you have to come up so much that you get a CD series and you get your face on the back of it, like Jim Beck.
Hey, exactly.
I don't know, you get me to produce something and it'll be a lot higher quality. Eventually it'll just be like a video audiobook, which like...
You can watch me read a book.
Just horribly inconvenient for anyone who'd want to actually interact with it.
That's so
It would be
funny.
like the Yule log. You could watch someone reading by a fire.
That actually would be kind of sick. Except
there's like an ASMR for like audio, for like visuals that I think that scratches.
Yeah, and I've seen like on Twitch people will like, hey, we're reading The Tale of Two Cities today, and I'm just gonna do voices, and chat can comment on when they want me to switch voices and stuff like that, which is cool. I don't know how like legal it is.
That's cool as hell.
Yeah, but then it's also just like you're listening to an audiobook, but chat can kind of control like, okay, do a different dialect now, or make this voice sound more gooey. I don't know.
For our audience members who don't know, Twitch is a streaming service. Used to be catered towards video games, but now you can stream any sort of thing from lifestyle to cooking to video games to audiobooks, I guess.
Yeah, so
I think it's cool when you see YouTube videos of two Twitch streamers in public yelling at each other.
Those are my favorite Twitch videos.
I thought that was more a YouTube thing. That was like a thing that would be like a YouTube drama.
Yeah, but like the Venn diagram between live Twitch streamers and YouTube personalities is pretty similar based on how much money you can get from YouTube versus how much money you can get
both bespokes the lack of popularity of YouTube's in-house streaming content.
Yeah, exactly. I love watching YouTube in general. I could spend hours, days, maybe weeks on it, and I love seeing like, people have these ridiculous outbursts while on Twitch streams, like getting angry at the people that are subscribed and giving them money.
Oh yeah,
like
those are hilarious.
I haven't seen too many beyond like just like absolutely crazy outbursts beyond like domestic stuff happening on Twitch.
Oh, those are crazy too.
Those are crazy.
Wait, domestic
fights?
Because like caught on Twitch.
People stream so much of their lives that occasionally they get caught interacting horribly with their significant others or their people in their family, and the situations are often more complicated than we get a glimpse of on Twitch. But regardless, they do shed light on the shittiness that is life.
Except for that guy beating his wife.
Except for the guy beating his wife, but I will say
that's pretty obvious.
Well, see, you say that, Jess, but the more information came out about that when legal documents got leaked. and
He
stuff.
still beat his wife.
No, that's the thing. You
what
can't.
What are you talking about?
No, okay. I'm getting a peanut gallery thing from Jess saying like, "Hey, guy beat his wife." Yes, I agree. Piece of shit.
We here at Let's Bring Them In believe that beating your wife is bad and beating your husband is
No,
also
no, no.
bad.
I don't. I'm not saying but to defend this guy. But what I'm saying is, okay. Long story short,
You're gonna have to cut this out of the podcast defending the domestic assaulter.
I'm not defending the domestic assault,
Hey, hear him out.
but
Hitler wasn't that. Wait.
But there's no excuse for domestic assault. Like, he deserves whatever punishment legally or socially he gets for doing it. However, you only ever see a flash or a slice of a pie of someone's life, and they might be equally shitty to each other, or there might be a bunch more going on than what can be seen in like a little Twitch thing.
Hey Ben.
Yes.
What if nobody does a hit?
Well, now Jess brings up a solid point. If you didn't hear her, she said, "What if nobody does a hit?" And that is what I agree with. Is that what if nobody does a hit?
Yeah.
And flawlessly, Ben pulls himself out of the hole. I also find Twitch streams to be very interesting like that, because it reminds me of that part of Frankenstein where the monster is hiding inside the person's house.
Yeah.
And that's similar to how we interact with Twitch streamers. Like, we see that blind guy sitting there, and like, he doesn't see us, and we can see everything, and we know so much about him and his life or her life. And then eventually, like, we reach through the void, and it's like, oh shit, like, you were way too close to me. And it's really interesting.
Here at Let's Bring Them In, we do not condone domestic violence of any kind, and we believe that nobody should do a hit.
I know. I just don't. I don't want to virtue signals too much. Like it's just like, yeah, obviously no one should fucking do a hit. But like, I want to engage on like what actually matters to people. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, obviously people shouldn't do a hit. Domestic violence is wrong. But when you only see a fraction of a person's life, you can only make snap judgments. And snap judgments lead us to a lot of incorrect assumptions.
That's true.
However, snap judgments when you're on
He did
Twitch,
do a hit, and I'm not defending him for doing a hit.
Like, snap judgments on Twitch literally make or break streamers.
No, that's true.
That's true.
As a Twitch streamer, you have to defend your reputation. If you do a hit, you deserve to be fucking shunned. So, like, if you're gonna try to make it on Twitch, be a good person. Don't do shit that makes you a bad person.
Have you seen that one streamer whose like wife left him while he was streaming?
Yes.
Sad. I think that was the
really
one.
sad.
I think that's the one we're talking about. Even like
that's probably
like
and that's the thing. Like the anime. All right.
Wait, the guy about there's even a guy who did like a YouTube video who like was talking about reviewing a beer while his wife left him.
Oh my gosh.
I think that was crazy.
Holy cow,
the more content that hits the web, the more we actually see the reality of human lives.
It's cool. It's kind of like ultimately these will be like people's diaries, and we'll be able to learn a lot more about society through people's like dumbass streams and YouTube review channels.
Good point.
These are going to be the hieroglyphics of American society. When people
in the early 21st century.
Yeah, when people unearth what's left of America, they're going to see the guy who reviews beer or whiskey and his wife leaving him live on YouTube video.
Children streaming the Marshmello concert on Fortnite will be played through space forever in one direction and never stopping due to the fact that they exist as light waves and sound waves.
That is a big yikes.
Sure is.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. And not just one direction, all directions, away from Earth.
That's right.
We will broadcast our shame to whatever is awaiting us in the unending void.
We need to get this episode on the radio so that we can be part of the universe forever, too.
Guys, I'm so depressed right now. This conversation has bummed me the hell out.
Speaking of being depressed...
turn us around, Evan. Turn this sad
Speaking of being
around.
Depressed, Benjamin was talking to the both of us earlier about brands, because as you know, here at Let's Bring Them In, we love brands.
I love brands.
Here at Let's Bring Them In, we love brands.
Here at Let's Bring Them In, we love brands.
And I'll cap it off here at Let's Bring Them In. We love brands!
It's true.
So, that being said, we're going to dive back into a colossal brand, which has been through all of our lives while we've been growing up and through the ending phase of this building Roman that we are calling life.
This is a big one.
It is the Best Buy. So, Best Buy has been brought up earlier. Very interesting. Well, go ahead, Ben. I'll let you take it off.
Yeah. It's like whenever you need electronics, whenever you need something that you need a charger for your iPod, you need a adapter for your laptop, you need a new TV, you need a refrigerator. You're like, I don't know where else to get this. I'm going to go to Best Buy. It's ubiquitous in that this is your electronics shop. However, in the rise of Amazon and literally being able to check anywhere online to get everything electronic you need, why would you go to a Best Buy? The only reason now is they have it today and I need it today.
Which is pretty interesting because essentially computers have autonomously made their own self-service for themselves, and you go to a computer for computer things instead of going to Best Buy, a brick and mortar. Which, I mean, it makes sense. Like, Best Buy kind of cannibalized it. Well, not cannibalized, but they took over the market, like replacing mom and pop shops, repair shops, Radio Shacks, Circuit Cities, Media Play. The list can go on. Without damaging certain niche markets like video games, like
GameStop.
Yeah, GameStop exists, even though that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
But it's like Best Buy. Like, I don't even think of old people going to Best Buy because, like, and when you think of like people going towards brick and mortar stores that are totally replaceable by Amazon and other online facilities, like, if I think of someone out of touch getting electronics, I think of them going to like Walmart.
Yeah. No, and I agree. It's one of those things where it's like, I need something right now. I'm going to go to Best Buy. That's the reason someone like me would go to Best Buy. Someone who doesn't use the internet would go to Best Buy because what's their other choice?
Right.
Yeah.
But so that's why Best Buy, knowing this, has created price matching. It's something a policy that they've created so that if you find a better price online, they will match it. So let me just pull up a review by Kelsey M. in Virginia Beach. I will never shop, and this is a 1-star review, I will never shop at Best Buy again.
Let them know. Preach, sis!
Amazon and even the Apple Store have better customer service. Not to mention, Amazon had the correct charger in stock, and it arrived in less than a day. No one on Amazon tried to sell me something that would damage my battery. They think big box is in trouble because of online retailers, and they're right. It is easier for me to return to Amazon than Best Buy. It is much harder for me to find time to make it back to a big box store to do a return. Had I been able to print a label and send it back, they would have returned in one day their loss. So the issue that we find there is apparent. It seems that all of the advantage of a big box store, a Best Buy, is being defeated by stores like Amazon.
I mean, I'm gonna take the first comment here. Have you ever thought to even go to Best Buy online, like www.bestbuy.com?
Yeah, let's go to www.bestbuy.com. Oh, doesn't show up because that's not how websites work.
www.bestbuy.com. You don't like that?
We need
one?
3 W's to make it a real thing, man.
www. That's what I said. www.
I don't know. I heard 2 W's. Derek, we need confirmation.
Oh, jeez, you're gonna put this right on me. I think it was www.
Yeah, I heard www.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. Regardless.
Sorry, that's still 4 U's.
Immediately, Best Buy wants to know my location, which is absurd.
Yeah. Amazon doesn't care where you are.
Yes, until you buy things.
Well, I guess until you need it delivered.
What did our reviewer? What was their main complaint? Let's try to help Best Buy.
Their main complaint is that they didn't have the correct charger in stock, and they didn't try to sell them something that would damage their battery, and it was easier to return. So those are the main complaints. They had it in stock, and it was easier to return.
So it was easy to return through Best Buy?
Through Amazon.
How? Does this person like mail? Well, in the world where we fix the post office, then it is easier to return through Amazon.
Yeah,
Much
because
easier.
then they just need to go work their way through the post office Coliseum, and if they don't, they have a perfect place to stay in the post office.
Hooverville Shantytown.
Yeah.
Do you guys, what's really cool is that there used to be eBay stores in person
I've never heard of this.
for an online retail service.
Oh,
yeah, storefronts. Like, you know how like there are like big time sellers on eBay that like buy and sell things.
Yeah, eBay stores.
Brick and mortar
like
eBay stores?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, Ben?
I've never heard of this before.
Wow. Okay, so it's this concept that like this individual seller has this large market for selling things, whether it's a specific type of object or like any large arsenal of things that they sell. And at one point, when eBay, I guess, wasn't as big online, or maybe the internet wasn't as popular, or maybe for smaller areas, these sellers would have storefronts like brick and mortars that you could come to, see their things, and buy them off eBay.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, they have a good little clip of this in, I believe, the 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's in the 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah, where
it's a scene with Jonah Hill and Steve Carell, the female lead.
Yeah, Jonah Hill goes into the store and he's like, "Hey, yeah, these are great. Can I buy these?" He's holding up like platform shoes that have like goldfish in the bottoms of them. And then the woman is like, "Oh, no, actually you can't. Like, this is just like to show you what we have. You actually purchase it online." And he goes, "But I'm here now. Why can't I just buy them from you? I've got money."
My God.
Yeah. Yeah. But all that to say, I don't know. I feel like part of the issue why they would see the return policy being tough for Best Buy is maybe because a lot of the workers at Best Buy, unless you've kind of like worked your way up, because there are a lot of good workers at Best Buy, but it feels as though they have a large bastille of entry level people who have just started either a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
So are you saying that we need to
like
create a revolution in order to charge the bastille?
Ooh.
Better idea. How about we turn Best Buy into an eBay storefront where you can't buy anything there, but you can only see them?
I think that's a great idea. And
I do too.
And we can interact with that by saying, like, you need to, because everyone who goes into a Best Buy pulls out their smartphone and price checks it with whatever they can find on Amazon, right?
True.
So
and also, like, 9 times out of 10, the only reason I go into Best Buy is to see things in person or interact with, like back before smartphones, like interact with different phones or interact with different computers, like test things out so that I could then buy them from someplace else later.
Exactly. And that's supposed to be like the bane of these markets. So if people already have their phone out, why just say, like, you can't actually purchase stuff without actually pulling out your phone and buying it online? Maybe we could have kiosks available to buy it online, but, like, yes, you have to purchase it online in order to actually get anything out of the store.
So, question: they purchase it online and then they can take it home with them that day, like that second right there?
Yeah, that's still still the benefit of Best Buy, is that you can get it and buy it right away. I think the price match thing, in order to sort of rebrand this heavily, in order to, like, make people realize that this is now a different thing, we need to do one better than price match.
Okay.
We need to
beat price.
We need to beat price by 1 penny.
Yes.
Price is right. Logic.
Price is right logic. So like you see this thing on Amazon for $19.99. Shit, Best Buy has it for $19.98. You piece of shit.
Well, guess what?
But you have to use the sales price beating tax, which is 5 cents every dollar.
How does that work exactly?
So if you pull out the price match card and they beat the price, there's then the tax for beating the price. So they beat the price, but then the price goes up. That's how we win in the long run.
That's a good point. People never
skim some off.
People never care about the end price. They care about thinking that they've beaten the price.
That's true. It's
and
all
then
mind
we
games.
call the tax like maybe like a 6-month warranty.
Oh, no, because people always say no to a warranty. It needs to just be something that automatically applies to the purchase.
Yeah, a built-in warranty.
Okay,
it's so that you can get it immediately. You can take it out of the store with you. If you don't pay that, you have to get it shipped to you, and it'll still cost more.
Okay, yeah. And then, like, it just makes it so you have to pay more money. So I think we solved that. Is that we create? This is a very confusing process, but I think it just makes sense fiscally.
So my question is, what are we going to do with all of the current employees? Those bottom level introductory employees, now that we've replaced them with machines?
That's a great question, and the answer is inherent in Best Buy's branding. You know that Best Buy, if you show up, they have a Geek Squad?
Yes.
And that Geek Squad rarely knows more than your person who's watched 3 YouTube videos online.
All right. Yes, let's not be too mean to Geek Squad.
I'm not going to be the
yes.
person that's too mean to Geek Squad. Let's let Charles K. from Virginia Beach, Vancouver, be mean.
Virginia Beach is a hot location.
It sure is. This is where I pulled most of my reviews, and goddamn, is it a hotbed. Because Charles is scathing in his reviews, and he says, if this Geek Squad had a motto, it would be "Go fuck yourself."
If that's not a great opening line I've never heard. Oh my god.
Damn good review already, Charles. Want a repair estimate? Fuck off. Why does the staff treat customers so rudely? Because eat shit and die, that's why. I have no idea why these people think they're there in the first place. What a horrible experience that was. Charles, I want to commend you on this fantastic review that you put on 9/12/2017. The day after our nation's greatest tragedy.
Oh.
Eat shit and die.
Man.
Wow.
And I think if there's no better way than a marketer can handle this sort of response than leaning into it. I can't imagine bringing us back from the brink here. What we need to do is Wendy's Twitter this bitch and say like,
oh yeah,
that's our brand. You go into Best Buy, you're gonna get told to fuck off if you don't know your shit.
That's why you go in.
Yeah, it's a geek squad. It's not a geek gathering. They're a fucking squad.
Exactly.
Like you're not gonna take down the geeks.
So you walk into a geek squad, and these people are hired from the dregs of society, the geeks, those playing Dungeons and Dragons in their basements. Those who were never sitting at the popular table, and they have formed a coalition in order to stand up against the popular crew. So when you walk up to the table with your broken-ass computer and you say, hey, please help me.
In your Letterman's jacket.
In your Letterman jacket, they will size you up and decide whether or not you are a jock. And if they decide you are a jock, they will not help you.
I'm not gonna lie, that was definitely me with my last laptop. I walked into a Geek Squad and I was like, hey, my screen won't turn on. And they were like, have you tried like blowing the dust off of the inside? I was like, no. And they're like, okay, unscrewed it, sprayed compressed air on it, gave it back to me, and like, all right, try turning it on. And I did. I was like, oh, look at that. And they're like, yeah, you could have done it yourself. And I was like, yeah, but I made a great friend along the way.
I realized that geeks can be helpful.
That's right. They're not just important for the third act of the movie.
Little did they know that you have created Grumph and Fandanglus, America's favorite D&D hero.
That's right.
That's right.
It'd be kind of cool if, like, when you go...
Speaking of...
Oh, go ahead.
Speaking of saying that's right, I say that's right all the time, and I need to slow down.
That's right.
That's right's not like an obvious thing that I think like would become apparent, like saying fair enough. That fair enough gets pretty obvious pretty quickly. That's right. You know, that is staying power. Derek, what you were saying?
Derek,
that's
do you
fair
have
enough.
Anything personally?
I was just saying that what would be cool is if there was almost like a password to get into the Geek Squad where you had to prove that like subtly like you had some geek cred, otherwise they would definitely not help you. So like you walk up and you say something like, I don't know, hey, did you see the new WoW expansion come out? And then
and if you don't say something like shitty about it, then they know you're lying. If you say something good about the new WoW expansion, they know that you are a cuck trying to get inside their good graces.
That's right.
Or maybe like a say something in response type deal. Like, hey, have you played the new WoW expansion? And then the customer says, well, you've got a phone, right?
Hey,
and you're like,
exactly. As in the new Diablo.
Right,
and then boom, they are in the Geek Squad. Or at least they are a customer that has earned the right to receive Geek Squad's new creations.
They're super cold and cut off, like those emo kids from South Park that are like drinking coffee and just like, oh, whatever. And then like you have this little exchange. They're like, oh my gosh, okay, so like what can we do? Like how can we help you today?
Exactly.
Like the secret menu.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll definitely revitalize.
Maybe there's a second squad at Best Buy.
Oh?
Yeah, we call it the Pleb Squad.
What do they do, Ben? Tell me.
They tell you to kick your computer if like it's not working.
Have you tried slapping it? Slap it
have you
little.
tried shaking your mouse? I hear that works if it's sleeping.
Here, wait, let me turn it off and turn it back on a couple times.
Exactly.
All right, press in this order: Control, Alt, and Delete, but at the same time.
All right. I've got
All right,
Control and
now,
Alt,
what
but
do you
where's
see?
Delete?
Maybe your keyboard doesn't have
Mine
that one.
says
You might have to get a new one.
Enter. I found Enter. I found Space and I found Enter. Those are the two I know.
Okay, good.
What
Hit
if,
space and enter back and forth, alternating 100 times.
I've tried it several times and nothing is happening.
Well, try it harder. I don't know.
You're right. Harder is the way.
You know what? It could be that you've got sticky keys on. Just take a glass of water and dump it over your keyboard.
I do think. Oh my God, that is the way to actually fix sticky keys. Is to like make your keyboard sticky.
Wait, feed the keyboard.
I think Pleb Squad and Geek Squad are like the way to solve this issue that this person had in Virginia.
They're two halves to a perfect coin, because if the Geek Squad won't help you, the Pleb Squad can help you, and they'll help you right into purchasing a new whatever you need.
Exactly. I think Geek Squad will save you. Pleb Squad will do their best.
Yeah, Pleb Squad will tell you maybe you should pour some more hydraulic fluid on your keyboard.
Dude, that sucks.
Maybe we should do something like the Sandwich Arsonist, as far as have like one person on the Geek Squad that just comes up and he's like, "All right, well, let me see your computer, see if I can fix it," and then like looks at it for like 5 seconds and then pulls a hammer out and starts like tapping it slightly. It's like, you know what? Actually, I think I just broke it, so you're gonna get a new one.
They take out jumper cables and attach it to another computer.
This is why your battery died.
And then just fucking explode your current computer and say, yeah, you've got a blown gasket. We're gonna have to get a whole new thing.
Yeah, it's gonna cost more to fix this than it is to get a new one.
Exactly.
He totaled your computer. It just like goes to jump it and explodes it. It says, "Yeah, man, I found like a bunch of files of like porn on there. I think that's what the problem was.
This thing.
You really screwed this up. I just watched you break my computer.
No. I've done this. So what do you usually use this thing for anyway?
I use it for business, right? Yeah, business.
Yeah, we all know what business means, so that's your problem, buddy.
It's business.
Yeah, exactly.
It's business time. Business.
Okay, so we've revamped Geek Squad, made them cooler, and we've also added Pleb Squad.
Geek Squad's cool as hell.
It's Pleb Squad owns,
really
honestly.
I'd by a lot, I think.
Yeah.
And another complaint I saw on just the general things, and if you guys want to talk about something else, we can. But I saw a return policy complaint. We can get into.
Oh, I saw that. Yep.
All right, we're just going to jump into that one then, because I thought that was important, because I think most stores deal with return policy problems. Anything that's not a restaurant typically deals with return policy problems.
Right.
Megan has this to say. Horrible return policy. A Christmas gift has to have the receipt within only 15 days to return to the store. It was a gift. So many other retailers are getting the drift that good customer service brings people back. Why would I can't emphasize enough how many asterisks she's using this review. Shop here again with the possibility of being stuck with something I don't want with such a short period of time. Return policies need to be at least 30 days and honor the idea that if it came from your retailer, you can return it there. Ridiculous. And I actually have an idea about how to fix this.
Great.
I mean, it's just...
Okay, lay it.
Electronics, I mean, what are they even? Like, just like motherboards and sparks and
wires.
Like, wires.
Dude, I was just thinking about that today. Like, I was thinking, like, what the hell is the chemical composition of a motherboard and, like, software? And, like, how hard is it to overlay it over each other without getting things to interact with each other? Because it requires so much, like, electron... All right. I was actually thinking about this earlier, and I completely agree on both the benign and analytical level. Motherboards, like, it's like the ICP says, I see miracles every day.
Yeah,
exactly.
Fucking magnets, how do those
and
work?
like in the Insane Cloud Posse, our good patrons on this podcast say, I think it's apparent that we need to view electronics like the miracles they are, and not question them when they decide that they are no longer fit for business.
Oh, so I know what you're talking about. You're talking about a section of the store dedicated to, okay, so my computer decided it's not going to turn on anymore. Before I take it to the Geek Squad to see what they can do, I'm going to take it to the shrine. And I'm going to ask the electronics to fix it.
Yes, obviously, you need a shrine. You need to ask the gods if they will pertain to fix it. And next to the shrine is a junk shop.
Perfect.
A junk
Yeah,
shop?
like if the gods don't pertain to fix your device, then you can take it to the junk shop.
It reminds me of an old tweet that someone made, and it's when asterisk tweeting was big, and it goes to shake your hand, but at the last second pushes you into a large closet filled with old dusty computer equipment. And that just makes me think of that. Like, I think that one of the oracles of this shrine should be like some really old, dusty, beige-looking computer equipment.
Damn right. And that is the true aesthetic of good computers, is beige.
Beige.
Yes, that's true.
And dust.
And dust.
So, like, you go to this shrine and you pray to the electronic gods to fix your device. This never works. And
it just answers with the old dial-up tone.
Yeah, no, this has never worked. It worked once, but that story has faded into legend. And it really was just somebody kicked it and it worked, and they just took it back home. But the shrine never worked. So you take it to the junk shop before you actually make it to the Geek Squad or the Pleb Squad. And the junk shop guy is basically Watto from the prequels. What's the first? The
Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace, where Watto's like asking them how much their Nubian is worth, and he's like, "I'm not going to take your Republic credits. I only need real money, like Bitcoin or whatever." And that's basically how the junk shop works. Is they're really going to ask you for store credit. They're going to only give store credit, which is basically the real money. If you ask for cash, they're going to be like, "I don't take cash here."
Yeah, cash isn't even on the gold standard anymore. How can you?
Damn right. He's only take money.
Thank you very much.
Only money.
Money.
Your public credit's no good here. I'm a totalitarian. My tricks don't work on me.
Yes. So you need Best Buy bucks.
Exactly. And Watto's junk shop next to the Jedi Shrine will be what helps you get that.
Nice.
How about we just bring it into the 22nd century and have the in-store credit be V-Bucks?
I think you're right.
Go straight to V-Bucks.
If Best Buy isn't on V-Bucks now, then they're behind the times already. It's time to get ahead of Amazon on something.
Yeah, that's true.
I guarantee you there's an entire aisle in the video game section just dedicated.
I'm going to pee. You guys continue this.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sick.
So, Ben, what an idiot, right?
Oh my gosh, now that he's gone, we can completely change this to how we want it.
That's right. It's Derek and Evan time.
Yeah, little D&E.
That's right. So I like D&E better than ED.
Yes.
Which is
Don't
commonly short for erectile dysfunction. What was I going to say about Best Buy?
DE, dick enlargement.
Hell yeah, player.
Oh man,
dude.
I was thinking we should change the name of Best Buy. Because, Best Buy, like, it says what it used to mean. This was where you could buy the best. But we're changing that because you can still buy pretty good stuff online. So we need a name that fully encompasses the new Geek Squad, the Pleb Squad, the Shrine, and the Junkyard.
Or maybe Odds and Ends Electronic Odds and Ends.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
Yep. Or maybe CDs and Gadgets.
CDs and Gadgets time.
Yeah. Something that like lets you know that it's not obviously the best buy, but it's things you can get that you might not want to buy online.
Yeah. Stuff that's there and ready available.
Are you guys saying that the Best Buy should change their name?
Yeah.
That's where we were going, yeah.
Dishonest.
Yeah. You can buy it online. How can it be the Best Buy anymore?
So,
actually,
it's not the Best Buy, which has been their brand for a while. What are we getting to? What are we buying if it's not the best?
It's available.
The available buy?
Also, the thing is, if they relinquish the name Best Buy, there's no way someone doesn't buy that name like immediately.
That's true.
They should sell the name. And
they should
sell it to Amazon.
Use the money.
Yeah,
and then they buy the name Amazon.
They're buying
Yes.
That's not a bad idea.
They trade. They say, you have defeated me. You are now the Best Buy. However, I can't be left with nothing. Please give me the name Amazon.
How about we trade?
No take back.
Bezos. Think about it. Bezos is Best Buy. You can't turn that down.
Yeah.
BBBs.
You think people are going to turn down going to BBBs? They're not. You're a damn fool if you think that they are. They're going to turn down going to Bezos' Amazon, but you think they're going to go turn down BBBs? Fuck no. You idiot.
BBBs.
It makes me think of Dr. Stephen Brule's Check It Out, where he's trying to say DVDs, but he says BBBs. Anyways, are there any more complaints, Ben? I think you had one more.
Check it out.
There's one more, and I think it's sort of like back when Target was having trouble for their like bathroom policy. There's like that gendered issue, and then they decided to double down. And they were like, "Fuck no! There's no more toys. There's no more girls or boy toys. That's not how we're labeling it. But we're still kind of gonna make it pink and blue, so we're not really changing anything. But like, but for Twitter, no more girl and boy toys."
We know.
So Martina in Norfolk says, I usually write longer reviews, but I'll keep it short and sweet. I despise this place. Maybe it's because I'm a girl and couldn't care less about more than half the stuff in here. But regardless of whether I like the products or not, this place has some of the worst customer service I have ever experienced. Martina has some strong opinions about the products Best Buy carries. Speaking as a bunch of white males and males in general, like, is Best Buy only catering to penises?
Well.
Now, when you sell a vacuum or a refrigerator, are you really only catering to the men? Because when I think about it, who benefits from a vacuum? It's the men.
Everyone.
It's the men who own the house and have the clean floors. Who benefits from a refrigerator? It's the men who eat the food. Who benefits from a printer? It's the men who carry the important documents, which display that he owns the other women inside of the household.
In their manly briefcases.
It's the men that print the briefs that they fill inside their briefcase. So maybe Martina has a point.
Yeah.
She does. You're completely right.
What are the female products inside of a Best Buy that we can help her fill and feel like she is a valid customer?
Pussycat doll CDs.
That's a good point. Yep. But my only issue with that is I think we should actually get something gendered because I will purchase that.
Oh, cell phones.
I did purchase a Pussycat doll CD.
That's what I mean. It's like I will get that shit. So what is something I will not purchase? Something that's not for me.
I'd also had the Beep song on it.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
So something that I wouldn't buy.
I don't buy most of the stuff.
I am a great consumer. I buy a lot of stuff.
Most things.
I'm a bad consumer.
Most products, Ben purchases. You know what I'll say? I don't buy puzzles. I feel like I hate puzzles.
Interesting.
It's one of those things where I'm just like, I could be doing so much else with my time. But my sister and my girlfriend both love puzzles. And I don't feel like it's especially gendered, but I feel like if we had a really big puzzle section, we could say that this is the girl section. This is a big puzzle. And to get there, you actually have to unlock it through its own puzzle.
Oh.
What about coloring books?
See, that one I think we're getting a little too close to the line because a lot more guys are doing coloring books nowadays.
Dang it.
Yeah, but I still don't know too many dudes who are doing puzzles.
Yeah.
Estrogen enhancements.
Some dudes are doing those too.
Dang it.
But I mean, they might identify as women now, so I don't know.
Sewing kits?
A lot more dudes are doing that too. And we need to really divide this line here.
Dudes are getting so progressive.
Okay, so how about we just have Best Buy have a sale where they cancel men, and no men can come into the store for a whole
They already
day.
have a bouncer, so like it wouldn't take that much effort.
That's true. They do have a bouncer. How did we not talk about the bouncer for the first hour of this podcast?
I mean, we talked about bouncers in the buffet episode, so I feel like we've been getting bouncers a lot of work. But Best Buy covered that shit, so I didn't think it was necessary.
Yeah,
but
they already had one.
We need to think about like ladies' night. Best Buy ladies' night.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
The night
Not
hours.
ladies' night, but ladies' hours.
Okay, what's a ladies' hour?
6 to 9.
Hey, no, I like it. Ladies' night is 6 to 9.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ladies' night is also every night because ladies are people too.
Except we need to cater to our actual consumers.
Where it's ladies only. It's kind of like Adult Swim.
We need to resolve Martina's problems here by having something for her here. But we also need to make sure that we're tightening on our belts. In this economy, Derek.
You're right. I'm sorry. To the listener, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You kidding me? This economy?
Okay, so we have ladies' nights at 6 to 9, but beyond the puzzle section, what else do we have here? Is it like an escape room?
Oh. That's also like a big version of a puzzle.
The store becomes a puzzle.
Do women like escape rooms?
My experience says everyone she disappeared. My experience says everyone loves escape rooms, but if we like have the Best Buy, like you have to escape with the puzzle. I mean that kind of lends itself to the theme.
Oh, and then they could be saving money too. If you escape with the puzzle, you don't got to pay for it.
No, I don't think that's right. I think you get a discount. Because like if people, anytime something's free, Derek, somebody's gonna think that it's worth nothing. If they get a discount, they want to purchase it right away. That's one of the key factors to marketing.
They don't want free.
Is the appearance of getting away with something.
I was going to say, how could I be so stupid? And then I remembered that not too long ago, I didn't know anything about anything. So
it's just one of those things to like say, what do I love when I'm purchasing stuff, and then what can I do to the consumer to make them work for me?
What do I love?
What I love is making it look like I'm getting a great deal.
Yeah.
So I guess we create an underground version of Best Buy that like sort of flips up at times 6 to 9 at specific times. That appears on apps and gives women notifications that says, "Hey, Best Buy is having a 6 to 9 sale."
Yeah, women love containers.
Oh shit!
Oh,
I will say, I don't want to step on your parade here. Your boy's been buying up some Pyrex because of my Instant Pot.
Oh, you mean just for food?
Yes, for food.
Yeah, women love organizing anything.
That's true.
Really? Okay, so
that's a true statement.
To strongly generalize.
Yep.
Hey, am I right, ladies? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, ladies on the podcast. Where you at? Okay. Well. Yeah. Well. So and I don't disagree. So we've got puzzles. We've got containers, and I think that's all we have. That's all we know about women.
We've got a 3-hour super mega deal.
That's all we know about women. So I think that's where we gotta leave it.
So to the female listeners of the podcast,
please come on this show.
Need your interaction.
Yep.
Please let us
know.
We're
desperate.
What you need, because it's like we're experts here, but we're experts who work off a certain set of knowledge, and we need more info to work off of in order to really help you. Martina, I'm sorry, I feel like we've done you a disservice, but we've done what we can. Here's what we have for you. We have the 6 to 9 containers and puzzle search. And that's what we have to help you out. It's not perfect, but it's what we have. Let's bring them in. We'll be billing you.
Absolutely. And you're welcome.
All right.
You are welcome. I feel good about what we did to Martina. I feel like we could have done better.
It's important though that we opened the dialogue on how not only can we make Best Buy better, but how can we get better so that we can fix things with a broader audience in mind.
That's a great point. I feel like we have a limited perspective, being me, the strongest specimen of masculinity, and we have Derek, the sort of like as close to homosexual as we can get, like with like actor and and then we have Evan, who's like this jock hockey player. So I'm kind of like the peanut butter of your guys's like masculinity and almost homosexual toast.
Very eloquently put, Ben.
I have destroyed the other members of the podcast.
Oh man!
I guess we know who the fucking heel is now.
It's me. It was me the whole
It was
time.
been the whole damn time.
I knew it. I was waiting for you guys to understand that I'm the fucking villain.
Hey, what'd you guys do to celebrate Groundhog Day?
I made fun of my friends, I guess.
Oh, great. Just so you know,
Did you
today's
do
not
that?
Groundhog Day, idiot.
Yeah, it's a second.
Oh, shit.
Your friend ran a marathon on Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
He tried.
Maybe what happened is he got stuck in the same first few miles, and that's why he ended up only doing a half marathon.
You should ask him that. That'd be such
Hey man, did you get
mean
stuck in the
diss.
first few miles? That way he only did a half marathon?
It fucking owns.
Yeah. If he did though, if that ended up being true though, I'd be the one with pie on my face.
That's true.
Yeah, you'd be the rube. Or if he turned it and everyone in the office laughed at him, at his joke, and then you just look like an absolute
Yeah,
rube.
can I risk that?
No.
My
No.
Do you risk
reputation?
being the guy who sets up a killer joke
Oh man, I can't
Yeah.
make
At what cost?
what's
at your expense?
yeah. I can't risk making other people look good at my own expense. My own
That's true.
reputation's too fragile.
You're too strong and masculine and powerful for that.
Well, at least I have a nice middle ground between the two of you.
It's true.
Which is where I have established myself.
I just like the idea that I really want to make this joke, but the payoff is not
Go for
worth
it.
the
I want to
risk.
hear it. I
They
can
come
cut it
up.
out.
No,
That's what he
that's
loves.
the idea.
That's what he loves.
I love the idea of like, oh, I could make a good joke right now, but I don't want to risk the other person coming back with
Yep.
a better return joke because I don't have one planned. So I'll just wait and laugh, and I'll say this to someone in private, and they can appreciate my joke, and I will gain favor.
Exactly.
With them.
Yep.
It's the power dynamics of joke telling.
Exactly.
Office
I
comedy.
don't want to risk losing the overall like Game of Thrones-y comedy spectrum we're all on.
Yeah.
All right, I've got a quick story
Please
about
do.
that. I heard a story one time about this guy who just like came to a hockey team, and he was at the team party, and like they were all like, I don't know, like a few sheets into the wind, so they were
Few sheets into the wind. Explain that metaphor.
they're a
Yeah.
little drunk.
Nice.
Yeah, so they're flapping about. So one of them, like, he was talking to the guy. He's like, yeah, blah blah. Like, I don't know. I'm considered like one of the funnier guys on the team. Like, it's just like how it is, whatever. And then another guy said, no, like, I'm the funny guy on the team. And they like got in an argument about it. Like, how fucking hilarious would that be if you overheard an argument of two people very, very sincerely like disputing?
I feel like I've
am
seen
the
this
funny
on
guy.
Disney Channel before, where people are struggling to maintain their role on the show.
Yes, but it's not like as the funny person. It's always just like, no, like, I'm the cool
Right?
one in
Yes.
this
Yes.
group.
Yeah.
Rather than
It's never as the funny guy.
I'm the illustrious side character. No, I'm the illustrious side character. I need to be the one delivering the clips that like make the main character's journey feel less serious and sad.
I'm Rob. I party.
My name's Rob. I like to party. Well, I also like to party.
No, you're right. Dave's the party guy.
Sweet.
No. I already said I like to party.
My name is Ben Evan Klein.
I am Sir Derek of the Ethics.
And I am Ben DeHart. And I love you so much. I am forever thinking about you, the listener. Just
Wow.
at night, loving you.
And I thought Derek was the gay one. All right, see ya.
And thanks for stopping by, San Diego.
We'll be billing you.